The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, I'm Eric Colby for BoatTEST.com. Today we're going to be doing a full inspection and performance evaluation on the new Tahoe 700. This is a family bow rider targeted for people who love water sports. Let's take a closer look.
The 700 is replacing the popular Tahoe Q7 that was in the company's lineup for many years. At 21 feet long, the new model is 6 inches longer, and Tahoe shifted the 700's engine compartment farther aft to create a more inviting bow seating area. Starting in the 700's bow, it's set up for forward-facing travel with backrests on the front of the consoles and padding and grab rails on the inwells. The outboard lounges are 4 feet long and 1 foot 5 inches wide. There are cup holders fore and aft, as well as speakers for the stereo. One of Tahoe's goals with the 700 was to give the bow a more secure feel, and a big part of that was increasing the cockpit depth to 2 feet 9 inches forward. Freeboard at the bow is 3 feet 4 inches. There are molded lockers under the hinged outboard bottom cushions. Each compartment has a drainage channel around the opening to keep out rainwater. The backrests in each console are also hinged, and they open to provide access to the amplifier for the optional stereo upgrade to port and to the neatly installed helm rigging to starboard. To remove the forwardmost bow cushion, lift the side cushions and release the snap-down straps. A track and bead secures the bow cushion at the front. With the cushion out of the way, it's an easy step up to the bow, and beneath the step there's a dedicated anchor and road storage. With the cushion secured, it won't blow out when the boat is running or being towed down the highway. I would like to see at least one cleat in the foredeck on the centerline for securing the anchor rod. Just aft on each side are pull-up cleats for dock lines. With the center section of the walk-through windshield open, the passageway aft to the cockpit is 1 foot 9 inches wide, which is wider than some boats in class. Notice that the windshield frame is powder-coated aluminum. In the 700's cockpit, there are 2 bucket seats forward with an L-shaped lounge aft. The driver's seat has 2-tone upholstery with accent piping, a ventilated backrest, notches in the sides so the captain can turn around quickly, and a fold-up bolster. The port bucket seat has the same features. Checking out the 700's ergonomics, the seat slides, and I could rest my throttling arm on the gunnel pad or on the side of the seat. The steering wheel tilts, and I had good sight lines through the windshield. To the right of the tilt steering wheel, the switch panel included a master power switch that shuts down all the 12-volt accessories, and above is the remote control for the stereo. The upgrade to digital throttle and shift includes a SmartCraft engine monitoring screen. The key and the all-important 12-volt power plug are to the left of the steering wheel, and down low is an angled footrest and a subwoofer that is part of the optional stereo upgrade. In the port console, there's a glove box, an open storage shelf, the stereo, and a cell phone holder. Inside the glove box, there's a net to secure gear, plus a power plug and a USB port. Between the bucket seats, a locking hatch raises on a gas strut to open the ski and board locker. It's 6 feet long by 2 feet wide with a 1 foot 5 inch opening, and inside there's a rack for the paddle. A rubber mat can be put in the bottom to protect skis and boards. Abaft the bucket seats, the bench seat wraps around a port. The port bucket seat can spin around to create a comfortable spot for observing water sports. The port side lounge is hinged and lifts up on a gas strut. There's open space lined with a soft rubber mat to cushion the ride for the contents. We like that there's also a water sports tow rope rack. The aft bench seat bottom raises to provide access to the cooler. The cooler top actually holds up the seat bottom, making it easier to grab a cold drink. An inspection hatch in the deck provides access to the fuel tank fittings. Above the bench seat, the aft sun lounge measures 6 feet 10 inches across. The port side of the lounge can be set up to create a chaise-style lounge. There are numerous positions for adjusting the angle of the backrest. The starboard side cushions on the bench seat and aft sun lounge also fold up to create an upholstery-free walkway from the cockpit to the stern. The storage compartment in the passageway locks and has a drain. 2 latches in the base of the bench seat backrest are easy to grasp and release to gain access to the engine compartment. The battery and trim pump are both installed to starboard, and to port there's open space, plus racks for the stern light and cockpit cover post. Our test boat had the extended swim platform covered in optional synthetic teak flooring. The swim platform measures 6 feet 10 inches across and 2 feet 10 inches deep. The optional extension adds 1 foot 6 inches of space for added convenience. It also extends well aft of the drive and propeller, which enhances safety. The ladder has 4 steps to facilitate reboarding, and the transom-mounted remote is part of the stereo upgrade. Now let's see how the Tahoe 700 performs. Our test boat was powered by a 300 horsepower Mercruiser MX 6.2L 300 ECT with a Bravo 1 drive turning a 14 1/4 by 18 inertia stainless steel propeller. With 39 gallons of fuel and test equipment aboard, she weighed an estimated 4,142 pounds. While many boats in this size range and category have 4 strakes and turned-down chines, the 700's Power Glide bottom has 6 strakes that run full length, and the chines are turned down a little more aggressively. The bow has a sharp entry, and dead rise at the transom is listed at 20 degrees. The extra lift helped pop our test boat on plane in 3.2 seconds and run to 20 miles per hour in 4.9 seconds and to 30 miles an hour in 7 seconds. Under hard acceleration, we measured bow rise at 20 degrees, but as long as I used the engine's power, the bow dropped quickly and I retained forward visibility. Taking a look at the numbers, we hit a top speed of 55.7 miles per hour at 5,350 RPM. Best cruise came at 3,000 RPM, where the 700 ran 29 miles per hour and burned 6.8 gallons per hour. That translated to 4.3 miles per gallon, which gives her a range of 161 statute miles, with 10% of the boat's 42-gallon fuel capacity in reserve. In maneuverability tests, the Tahoe 700 was one of the smoothest handling boats I've driven in recent memory. I made fully locked over turns in both directions at 40+ miles per hour, and the boat held her course with confidence. Slalom passes were just plain fun, and when I crossed the wakes of our photo boat, the 700 felt solid. To make the 700 a complete turnkey package, Tahoe puts her on a tandem axle trailer with brakes on one axle, and the frame and fenders are treated with GalvaShield protective coating. Just hook her up to a tow vehicle and head to the lake for a day of fun on the water in a well-equipped boat that's ready to keep up with an active family.
And that wraps up our look at the new Tahoe 700. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Eric Colby.